RV road trip number 64, Quartzsite, Arizona, Q26, 6th annual meetup. Comes up with YouTubers out in the middle of nowhere. So let's get this party started. We got a lot of driving to do. We decided to leave tonight. Look at the skyline there, folks. That is beautiful.
Oh,
even
the
for
beam was lit
Sacramento.
yesterday. The King's one.
Let's look at Sacramento for a second.
Our state capital.
State capital, California. All right, first stop for the night. Just topped it off. $75. Food mark. The place called Patterson. Getting some quarter pounders, fish fillet, and a French vanilla coffee. Here we are. Onward and upward with the Lost RVers on RV road trip number 64, Quartzsite, Arizona for the Q26 YouTuber Meetup. Okay, that was a restful night. About 6 hours. Back on the road. The big Central Valley of California. Vastness, emptiness. Cars passing through towns. All right, let's get going. 400 miles to go. See you guys. All right, 428 miles to go.
So that's what sunrise looks like.
Talk about some fog. There you go, California. Check those prices. The tax dollars at work. Gas costs $6.59 to the Windmill Forest. We're an hour and a half away from Quartzsite, Arizona. Well, we're in Arizona. Gas is $2.55 a gallon. We just paid $6.25.
There it is.
Welcome to Arizona.
I just rolled up.
Last 11 miles. Look at these beautiful mountains. Alright.
Yay!
We made it. We're coming home.
Woo!
Now we're here a couple days early, actually. Go out into the desert we go. Coast to south.
Wednesday and Thursday? We won't be able to register till Friday.
Cool.
I smell a campfire. Is it closed or something? Oh, baby, we made it.
Before we go inland, we're going to fill up with water as much as we can. We only towed out 2 bubbles, which is about, 5 gallons. And there it is, man. This is La Posa South. Look at them. It has more people here this year than it did last year, for sure. All right, let's get some water in this puppy. The Lost RVers, Quartzsite, Arizona. La Posa South, Q26.
New rule. You can only get water from 8 till 2 or 8 till 4, and you have to have a permit, and you can't fill up more than that.
Whatever. The Lost RVers. Oh, this is the sunset. Where is this? This is the road. Oh, it's right here. Alright, so we go this way. By the bush, in between the bush and the rock, through the wash. Come up over here somewhere. Come over here. We're lost.
Where's your golf course?
We are lost.
As usual.
There they are.
There we are, with the lights.
These must be my lost RVers.
This is...
I found you.
source of the golf course.
There it is. It survived another year. Hole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And is that number 6 is here. And 7, 8, 9 should go right along over there. Or come over here. And end over there. So we will be at the end of it. Anyway, survived another year. The sacred miniature golf. Well, that's a chemtrail for sure. And they're labeling it in. Look at 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's not a chemtrail, right? Look at them all. He's putting one up. There's one. Look at them down there. They started down there this morning. There's one. Look at them. These are clouds, kids. These are the new kind of clouds. Look at that. Look at that guy right there. Look at that. Watch it spread too. Now look at that one. That's a plane. Okay, you got a plane coming in for a landing. And it's vapor trails. That will all disappear. The other ones are chemtrails. See that plane there? Look at the chemtrail. That's not a chemtrail. Look how this vaporizes. It just disappears because it's a vapor trail. When it gets hot, it just evaporates. Big difference. They're trying to fool us. They're trying to fool us. See how it just disappears? These guys here, that's not vapor. Look at that. That's not vapor. Those are chemicals for whatever reason. Probably start another plague election here, right? Look at that all the way back. First trail. Now they just laid this one down. Look at that. Look at it. It's spreading. They just laid it down 10 minutes ago. And watch as it spread. Look at that. It goes all the way back. We start way over there. Connect the dots. Soon this whole sky is just going to be that. Right up there. Oh, there it is right there. Last year's 6-hole golf course that we do this year. Alright, RV cooking show with the Lost RVers. Tonight's menu, again, everyone's favorite, Cioppino in the desert.
It's not everyone's, but our
Who
favorite.
would bring seafood to the desert? But we were able to get it here cold and intact. And this is the ingredient, and we're going to be doing it in the small Instapot. So stay tuned, watch this, and we will have ourselves a Cioppino within 45 minutes. With the Lost RVers. All right, let's start this production. First thing we have to do is we have to clean the clams. Because no matter how they come, they're gonna have sand in them. So you buy them by the bag for baby clams. You can't get the big one anymore. I don't know why. Every time I ask for them, we get the baby clams. If you go out to a place called Lawson's Landing and you go dig for clams, they're like that big. These guys are like, that big. But we aren't at Lawson's Landing. We're in Quartzsite, Arizona for the Q26 Meetup for YouTubers. Or in here. And then you take your oysters. Nice looking, huh? And then you got your plant or your mussels just for taste. It gives that balmy flavor. Alright, so you just let them sit and then you just kind of move them around. And any sand that's on them will fly off to the bottom and just top the water. You gotta give them a good soaking. Now this little Instant Pot is kind of small. My wife wants to use the bigger pot, but I don't want to use propane out here, so generators go in a will-powered Instant Pot and listen to the generator. And just let that sit over to the side. Now, get a little bit of olive oil. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the shallots and the garlic and just kind of saute them before I add the wine. And tonight we're using a Chardonnay with a cork. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start cutting this up, so I'll put it on fast forward and let you see what I'm doing. Wouldn't you know it, the generator ran out of gas, so I'll be back. Yeah, every time. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we're charged back up and the power is back. So let's put it on time lapse and chop this stuff up. Okay, we have all the light ingredients sauteing in here with some butter and olive oil, salt, pepper, secret spices. Basically is everything out of the cupboard in one thing. Now we're going to open the wine, and here's our corkscrew. My wife bought this because I used too much wine last time because we didn't have any to drink. This is a Woodbridge California Chardonnay. It doesn't have a date on it, so it's probably a blend. Blends usually don't have a date. Here we go. Uh-oh.
Okay. All
Alright, so you want to burn off the alcohol in the wine, so I'll put that in first. I won't put more than a cup and a half or so. And then we're cheating with a Dominique's Cioppino starter, which is the best way of going when you're camping, because really you want to saute onions and tomatoes and basil, or you can buy a jar and get the start. So let's just add some of this. Basically, it's seafood, Cioppino wine, butter, olive oil, garlic, fennel, salt and pepper, and whatever else you want to add. You know, as long as you got clams, it doesn't matter. So, P.S. even though I added shallots, I'm going to put a little onion in there because the shallots have a sweet flavor and the onions are more tart, so you want a little bit of both. So here we go. Bring this to a boil and let the alcohol burn off a little bit. It's going to take a bit. Still just sandy shellfish. And we'll toast up some French bread, which are going to be English muffins, in the pan. Okay, so that's all boiling up a little bit. A little alcohol left. We're going to put the Cioppino in, and then add the shellfish, and we're done basically. Here it goes. Give it a little stir. And we're going to add a little water just to bring up the volume and liquids. And remember, we're doing this in an Instant Pot run on a 2200i generator Honda, which seems to be okay. You can't run the air conditioner, but we can do the Instant Pot, the coffee pot, the microwave, electric blankets if we had them, and all the lights. So it's a good generator, served us well. Here's the shrimp. Just got a few. We're going to put it in the Cioppino. I won't chop them up real fine. Just throw them in there. Well, maybe not. Let's start killing these guys. They're small. When I was younger, when I got out of the Army, I started working for my uncle at a restaurant called the Windjammer over in Aptos. It's not Aptos, it's Aptos, California. Right on the ocean. And the specialty was lobster, steak, kebabs, and shrimp. And I used to prepare them. One time, I was taking in frozen shrimp, and I was cleaning the shrimp, and I got poked with that little tail right there on the big one. This is kind of soft on the big ones, are real sharp. And ponds, and I got myself stuck right there. I didn't think too much about it. It happened a dozen times. And I drove over the hill. I was living in the Bay Area, commuting. I drove over the hill, and this one, my wife happened to be there. It was Halloween. And we were watching movies. I had a roommate, we were all sitting on the couch. And she goes, Mike, look at your arm. And from here, there's a red line that went from here, like this, and it's down up to here. And she kept on saying, we gotta go to the hospital, you gotta go to the hospital, you got blood poisoning. Don't worry about it, man, it's just a red line. We were sitting there, and about, I don't know, half hour later, it was right up to under my armpit right here. So I went with her where we went down to the hospital, checked in the emergency, because you know what? If you waited another hour, you'd have to go through a whole transfusion to get rid of that stuff. In other words, I would have been half dead. So she saved my life once again. So anytime I play with shrimp, I watch out for that tail. All right, so there's the shrimp. Okay, we're down about maybe half an inch. I'll give it a few more seconds. All right, I think I'm ready. Let's add this seafood to it, and then we'll start making the bread. The bread can take as long as the seafood, so I always start with the bread. And so what I do is we're using English muffins. We didn't bring any French bread. So what I do is I just put a little square piece of butter on it with some garlic powder and put it face down and just let it sit there until it browns up. Flip it over, and then you have butter on both sides. Let's put in the fish. That's always the fun part, right? Put in some oysters, and then we start just adding the clams, baby. Yeah, we are going to have enough room in this pot for all these clams. I was going to do the show called The Messy RV Cook, because every time I cook, I just make a mess. Oh yeah, we're going to have to stick them all in there regardless. Oh yeah, oh, what a ways. We could feed the whole party out here with this. Oh yeah, the bottom of this pan is filled with sand. Dump it outside there. Don't dump it down your sink, because it gets into the gray water tank and it will stink. So clams are done, the mussels are done, the shrimp's done. So I'm gonna plate it. We're gonna use these paper bowls because they're deeper. So my wife says, so I'm gonna use those, and we'll be done. Let's plate it. Voila, there she blows. Look at that. Scrumptious, huh? And our wine glasses, and our wine, and our cabaret table out in the middle of the desert. Gourmet food for sure. Martha Stewart, give me a call. I will show you how it's done. You've been watching the Lost RVers Cooking Show on RV Road Trip number 64 to Quartzsite, Arizona, Q26, the YouTuber Meetup. See you in a bit. And here he comes, Mark Guido from Grand Adventure, pulling into the Q26. He's alive. Saying hello to everybody. It's the Grand Meetup. Alright, it looks like crap. We got power to the center. I was going to dig a trench. Out there, but I said, nah, 40-foot trench. I strung her above just to get power up to the center. And then I'll just put as many lights on that and call it a day. Converted fire truck is here. I'm going to disconnect this Jeep and then try to fit in somewhere. That's a converted fire truck into an RV. Best of show, 2026, the Q. Well, it's slowly filling in. The circle is forming. Mark Guido, Grand Adventure, pulled in right there just now. And around we go. Someone over there, they had to go dump their trailer for their Class C. Yeah, and there's the fire truck. The fire is being lit up. Their first batch of wood, that'll last about tonight. Hello everybody in YouTube land. Here with the Lost RVers, Quartzsite, Arizona for the Q26 Big Ten event meetup. Just getting started with the arrival. Grand adventure. Here you go. Hole 9, hole 8, hole 7, hole 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the Tower of Lights. It's gonna blow my generator. Welcome to Quartzsite.
So by the time the class yeah.
Well, there it is, the nighttime light show in Quartzsite, Arizona. And this is all a golf course. You can't see it, of course, at night. There's a couple of the holes. We'll start the championship tomorrow after the meetup. Welcome to Quartzsite.